You're watching Ask Profit on NDTV Profit, and I'm your host Himakshi Bahuguna.
And I'm your host Malika Mishra. And in the next 1 hour or so, we will together be taking up all your queries. So don't forget to call us on the numbers flashing on your screen. You can also write to us on WhatsApp, but we do insist for you to call us on the screen. Now, call us on the phone numbers, and the numbers are flashing on your screen. Today we have G. Chokalingam joining us on the fundamentals and Ravi Singh joining us on the technicals. So call us on the numbers, and welcome, gentlemen. Let's begin with our first query. Bhaskar has written to us from Chennai, and he holds 30 shares of IndusInd Bank at 1,300 apiece, and he's asking for a long-term view. Now, currently he sits on a loss of close to 12,000 rupees from this investment. And a couple of things about the latest update on IndusInd Bank says that the Reserve Bank of India has allowed only 1 year extension to IndusInd Bank MD and CEO Sumant Katpalia after the bank sought tenure extension by 3 more years. So it's been a negative news on that front, and the stock did see cuts of close to 3.5% in trade today. Moreover, Macquarie later came up with a note and said that there's a possibility of a PSU banker being appointed as CEO, and if that happens, the stock could see a structural de-rating going forward. Chokalingam, I would like to come to you on this one. What is your view on IndusInd Bank? Is it wise to invest in this stock at this given point of time, especially now that we're seeing that the scenario for this stock could change in the next 1 or 2 years?
Yeah. The leadership matters for any corporate entity. I am not denying that at all. But of late, stock market starts giving too much emphasis for leadership change. What I mean is that the banking industry is highly regulated, and more than the leadership, the headwinds and tailwinds which in the industry face, they are more important than the leadership changes. Now, coming to IndusInd Bank particularly, the stock is already down more than 40%. It used to be a great wealth creator, but unfortunately, a lot of money is lost in the last 52 weeks. That's mainly because of 2 reasons: exposure to microfinance, and then tremendous competition intensity in terms of new layers of competition coming in for a bank like IndusInd Bank. But to be fair, all the headwinds are priced in my firm view, and definitely next 1 to 2 years, one can hope to create a significant return from IndusInd Bank, because price to book value also has crashed a lot. So it has become quite attractive. I'm sure the management will be able to come back to the growth path and start rewarding the investors.
Okay, thanks for that view on IndusInd Bank, Mr. Chokalingam. Now we have a first caller on the show. So Ram is calling us from Tamil Nadu. Hi Ram, good evening. How can we help you?
Yeah, hi everyone. Good evening.
Yes, please go ahead with your query.
So today I bought Bharat Electronics shares of 500 at average price of 283.
All right.
The stock went down around 1.68%. So I am holding a loss of 5,360 rupees.
Yeah.
So will it the right time to add more, or the stock will fall? So what is the target price, and where I can put a stop loss?
Okay, and what was the thought process behind buying BEL? Were you planning to hold it for long term or short term?
No, for short term only I am looking for it.
Okay.
So I did some fundamental analysis that the company has signed many projects. So it shows a good growth and revenue as well.
Right, and what sort of a target are you looking at?
So what will be the stop loss, whether that stock will fall more, or I want to know.
Yeah, okay, I'll get your query answered, Ram. Ravi, coming to you directly, what's your outlook on BEL? How is it faring on the charts? Is it optimistic for Ram to stay invested?
Ram Garu, there is a very strong resistance at 286, right? And you have buy at 283. So that's why we have seen some profit booking, or you can say that some downward correction. But still, I can say that you hold this position with the stop loss of 262. Please, particular stop loss is 262, and if you want to buy, that's I'm seen you are interested to buy. So put your buying price at 262 to 268 more and more, right? The upside target, again, you can see at the level of 286 to 290. So that point of time, you should book the profit. Don't panic. Stock is good. If you hold, then long-term structure is very good. So better to follow these levels.
Okay, got it. And now we will take up another WhatsApp query. John has written to us from Puducherry, and he says that his portfolio does not have any hospital shares in it, and he's confused about selecting a good ideal hospital stock at the moment. And he's asking if our experts could point out at one or two hospital shares for the long term, and also point out the right time to enter these. Now, Mr. Chokalingam, I will direct this question to you, and before that I would also want to point out that the Indian pharma market grew marginally lower by 7.5%. This data came out very recently. Do you think of this particular data and the kind of marginal growth that we're seeing in the pharma market, and plus the fact that it is a little vulnerable to what's happening globally, from that angle, do you think hospitals should be traded about carefully, or is it a safer bet?
Hospital business would not be affected by pharma sales. They have their own fundamentals, and they are better positioned than the pharmaceutical sales. The companies which sell pharma products, they mostly have a very stable and linear growth. So as far as pharmaceutical sales growth is concerned, yes, it is a little disappointing. But one should not forget the fact that the market has already, furnished most of these, even domestic pharmaceutical companies, in a very, very big way. So therefore, one should not worry too much about it. Coming back to hospital stocks, conservative investors can consider Apollo Hospital, because of late, again, we are seeing a renewed stress in the small and mid cap. And somebody who is willing to take more risk and trying to create more wealth can look at Shalby Hospital, that is Shalby Limited. We have a coverage on Shalby Limited, and we continue to believe that it's a very, very attractive stock. Personally, also, we have invested in line with the compliance. And this company has come out with the IPO around 7 years back at 245. It is trading at a very steep discount. And it is also into implant business. It has got a unit in US, which manufactures implant, which is imported into India and other countries where Shalby has got facilities. So there is a risk because it's a small cap, but otherwise I believe that it's a good long-term wealth creation. As I said, if somebody doesn't want to take any major risk, then Apollo Hospital is a better stock.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chokalingam, for those suggestions there. Now we have a caller from Mizoram. Hi, Pradeep.
Hi, ma'am.
Good evening. How can we help you, Pradeep?
Thank you, Malika ji, for hosting me on the show, and good evening to all the panel members.
Yes,
Actually,
and I am Himakshi. Malika is my co-host.
Oh, okay.
Currently, I am speaking to you.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yes. Please go ahead with your query.
My query is regarding NTPC Green Energy Limited, ma'am.
Okay.
I bought it at average price of 122.
Okay.
And I am holding 170 shares.
Right.
And right now my loss is around 20%, ma'am.
Because the stock has seen a downward trend.
Yes,
currently it's trading at 95. But what was the thought process behind buying NTPC Green, Pradeep?
The main thought process was that, ma'am, because it has been a big company. And second thing, the green energy is the next booming sector. So
and when did you buy it? When did you buy it exactly?
I bought 100 shares on 28th November, and I averaged it on 1st February.
All right.
With 70 more shares.
Okay.
So and right now my average price is 122.
Okay. And are you looking for a short term or long term?
Long term I can wait, but if should I add more at this price, or should I average it down, or should I take an exit?
Okay.
I'm happy with 1 year also if it is there.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for that query, Pradeep. Mr. Chokalingam, I'd come to you on this one. NTPC Green, how are the fundamentals of this particular company looking like? Are you optimistic about this particular company?
Certainly optimistic beyond 2-3 years at the current price. But unfortunately, in the short term, it will have more stress because its earning per share is unlikely to cross 1 or even on a consolidated basis. So, in my view, the stock is still stretched. But definitely, if somebody is willing to hold for 3 to 5 years, definitely one can move for creating decent return. But for 1 to 2 years, the price is already discounted at the current level. I mean, not much scope for any substantial increase in the stock price in the next 1 2 years based on the fundamental earnings.
Okay, Mr. Chokalingam. And Ravi, do you want to add anything to it for the short term?
Yeah, my view is totally different. I can say that there is a green, there is no green in stock market. Every stock's in red zone if you invested in a green or green energy, right? So better you have to bet on power sector. Put your next would be the power grid or Tata Power or maybe NHPC. That would be a good option. But yeah, NTPC Green, you can put the stop loss of 90 rupees. If cross below, then should take exit. Otherwise, you have a option to switch to NHPC. But I don't think so. NTPC Green have a potential to achieve the target of 120 to 25 in next 6 months. So 6 months, I think if you are invested, so waste your money. So better switch another stock.
Okay, so for the next 6 months, we don't see a lot of action for NTPC Green. However, moving on to our next query, Sundaram has written to us from Tamil Nadu, and he holds 500 shares of JK Cement at 4,000 rupees a piece, and he's asking if he should hold or sell. Now, although we do not know for how long he wants to hold on to JK Cement shares, he's currently sitting on a massive profit of close to 2 lakh rupees. So congratulations on that. But if you look at the price at the moment, it is trading around 4,400 rupees. So I'm guessing that, you know, from the profits that Sundaraman has made, he's bought these stocks a while back. Mr. Chokalingam, I will direct this question to you again, because JK Cement is a cement player, and recently a lot of cement stocks did, you know, shiver on the stock exchanges, especially after Ultratech announced its entry. What is your sense of this space, and how do you think JK Cement is going to perform in the future?
Cement industry is likely to have continued stress at least for one more quarter or even 2 quarters. But however, JK Cement seems to be quite unique in this entire cement pack. It is one of the very few cement companies to continue to post decent performance in the industry despite a lot of headwinds. It's quite surprising the way they have been performing even in the last December quarter. So one can hold on for medium to long term, because within 1 or 2 quarters, again the cement industry fortunes would change in their favor, and this stock would be one of the best stocks to recover, all the recent losses very fast.
Okay, Mr. Chokalingam, thanks for that view. Now we have a WhatsApp query. So Prasad is writing to us from Kuwait. He is asking whether Affle is a good buy for long-term purpose at current levels, and he's looking for a fundamental view on the particular company. So Affle is currently trading at 1429, and for our viewers, I'd like to just give a background that Affle specializes in mobile advertising and consumer intelligence platforms. So Mr. Chokalingam, again I'll come to you. Are you bullish on this particular company for long term?
Yeah, I mean, the business model looks good and the recent performance also good. But if one wants to hold it for more than 1 year, then it's definitely a hold at current price.
And Ravi, I'd come to you also. How are the prospects of Affle faring on the charts?
Congratulations, Himakshi ma'am. Now you are international, so a lot of international clients are interested to ask question. Yeah. Affle,
yes. Thanks for that, Ravi.
Yeah, Affle, I think in recent days we have seen some correction, and right now stock is trading below 200 DMA, and recently there is a one breakdown is head and shoulder pattern. So I can say that little bit correction due. So wait for the 1320 or 1350 levels. That level you can invest once it reach 1320 or 1300 levels, but better to ask profit again after some time.
Okay, thank you for that, Ravi. And now we will take up another caller. Mansingh is calling us from Andhra Pradesh. Hi, Mansingh.
Hi, madam.
Good evening. Please ask away your question.
Very good evening, madam. I am holding Tejas Networks 255 shares at the rate of 1265 rupees, madam. I want to buy another 250 shares, madam.
Okay.
My horizon is 2 to 3 years, madam.
Okay.
I want fundamental view, madam.
Okay, Mansingh, I would want to ask you one question because I'm very intrigued by your investment. You're currently sitting on a loss of 1.5 lakh, around that much, roughly around that much.
Madam.
What makes
Yes,
you
madam.
so motivated to buy more units of this share?
From last 2 quarters, I am following, madam, the management con call.
Okay.
Over the long term, I am very bullish on this Tejas network. What they will do, 5G band, BSNL 5G expansion, and Vodafone idea, and a coverage system, artificial intelligence, semiconductors. They are very well diversified, madam. I am expecting long term, the future will be more bright. So,
Okay.
I wish to add many more number of, madam. I'm very bullish on it. I want to know fundamental.
Very well said, Mansingh. I will take this query to Mr. Chokalingam. Mr. Chokalingam, Mansingh holds 255 shares of Tejas Networks at 1260 apiece, and the stock is currently trading around 702. And an interesting part of his query is that despite sitting on a loss of close to 1.4 lakh rupees, he is interested to buy, a lot more shares of Tejas Networks. And as he mentioned, that he's been tracking the company for quite a while and has noticed its it's diversified investments, and it is foraying into different projects. What do you make of Tejas Networks? Because it has seen a steep correction since December 2024. Where is it headed now?
Unfortunately, in the short term, it might dip more. The biggest positive fact is that Tata Group owns this company now. But however, fundamentally, there are 2-3 major problems. One, the inventory levels are very high. Inventory and receivables are very high as compared to annual sales. And the clients, major clients happen to be BSNL and Vodafone. So therefore, I'm not sure how soon they will be able to successfully turn around the working capital, which is quite high and tied up with the customers. And in terms of valuation also, if you knock out the incentives the company received for PLI schemes, and then the core profits are very negligible and the valuation is very stretched. So yes, it's a hold for long term, but I would review whether one can buy the stock only after seeing December quarterly results.
All right. Thank you for that view, Mr. Chokalingam. Now we have a caller from Tirupati. Hi, Venkat. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes. How can we help you, Venkat?
Yeah, ma'am. I have 80 shares of Enviro Infra.
Okay.
I have bought it at 231.
Okay.
Recently, now it is down up to 196, like that.
Yes.
I am a long-term investor. Can I add more at this price point, or should wait? It may decrease some more.
Yeah. Since you are a long-term investor, so Mr. Chokalingam might come to you only. Enviro Infra currently trading at 202, and today also, the stock was trading down over 3%. And in the last 1 year also, the chart doesn't seem that promising to me. But what do you still have to say on this company?
Yeah. So post almost 50% wipeout in the market cap of this company, it reasonably trades at around 20p on current year expected earning. So therefore, one can hold it and review December results. If the results are good, decent, and then one can even add more. So based on the fundamentals, right now it's a hold recommendation.
Okay. And Ravi, do you have any opinion on the short term for Enviro Infra?
Yeah, better to take exit, ma'am, and you can add GMR Infra, or you can add IRB Infra. That stocks have enough potential to go upside, but this stock you should take exit because you may see a level of 170 to 160. That correction is around 40% from the current level. So take exit.
Okay, got it. And now we have another caller. Kunal is calling us from Chennai. Hi, Kunal. Good evening.
Good evening.
My query is with regard to the Hindustan Composites counter,
Okay.
whereby I purchased it at 453 rupees at 125 quantity. Since the market has taken a dip, it has corrected a bit. I'd like to know the long-term as well as short-term view for this because it has fallen little more than I expected. Thank you.
Understood. And I would just want to confirm your price. You bought them at 453, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, 450. 543?
Yeah.
Okay, 543 it is. Got it. Ravi, I'd like to know your view on Hindustan Composite. Our viewer holds 543 shares of Hindustan Composite at 125 shares at 543 apiece, and the stock is currently trading around 445, has seen a dip of 3.5% closely, and our viewer is sitting on a loss of close to 12,000 rupees or so. He's asking for a long-term view. What is your view on this particular company, especially from the stock perspective? If you see, it's been making a roller coaster ride in the past 1 year where it's gone up and down and up and down. Where is it going, and is it wise to stay invested in this?
See, the roller coaster ride, there is another benefit. You can take exit and you can book profit. So many opportunities are there, but I can say that this stock can be hold at this point of time. You have a 125 share. Better if you want to do an average. So there is an opportunity at 435 to 440 levels. You buy at least 50 share there. So your ultimate average will down, and you can achieve this stock have a potential to achieve 490 level again. So I can say that put your long-term stop loss is 420 and do this exercise so you can exit easily and book the profit. So in longer term prospects, yes, you can see the lower roller coaster ride will continue.
The roller coaster ride is going to continue for Hindustan Composite. However, in between, you might take opportunities to invest and make profits. However, Mr. Chokalingam, I'd like to know your view as well on Hindustan Composite. At a time when we're saying valuations are so much stretched for most of the stocks trading on the stock exchanges, Hindustan Composite is one stock that amongst its peers has one of the lowest P ratios. However, do you think it makes the stock attractive from a long-term perspective? Do you think it is fairly priced at the moment?
Yeah, there is no doubt about it. It's a very great deep value stock. The only problem is, more than 10 crore investors who have come into the market, mostly young investors who have come into the market in the last 2 years, who would like this kind of value stock because worldwide value stocks are underperforming. But it's an amazing stock. Apparently it trades at around 17 PE on current year expected earning, but it has got a very, very deep, rich investment book. If you look at non-current investment, at book value itself is around 950 crore, whereas the market cap is only about 656 crore. So definitely it's a buy at the current level. Amazing stock.
Amazing stock is what Mr. Chokalingam is saying for Hindustan Composite. Now we have a caller from Bengaluru. Hi Chandra, good evening. Chandra, am I audible?
For
yes.
taking my call.
Yes. Please go ahead with your query, Chandra.
Yeah, I'm holding Wonderla Holidays of 20 shares at the rate of 140 rupees.
Okay.
So I'm looking for more than 1 or 2 years view whether
and
I'll just hold.
And what was the reason behind buying Wonderla Holidays?
Yeah, actually I bought this during COVID, so definitely knew that
post-pandemic,
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, so that was the reason. But yeah, I couldn't afford more quantity. That I regret a bit. But yeah, I'm sitting at a significant profit.
Yeah,
but it made a high of 1,100 and fell down from almost 40-45% from highs.
Yes.
So I want to know whether I can average, upside average now, or just hold it for some more profit, or exit at the
Sure.
current.
Mr. Chokalingam, coming to you, Wonderla Holidays, Chandra wants to know whether he should accumulate more at these levels or should he, exit from Wonderla Holidays, because the thought process behind buying this stock was pretty optimistic, keeping a longer view in mind, since, this is engaged in the business of amusement parks and resort. But, since December, if I see, the stock has witnessed a very sharp fall. So what do you have to say on this particular company?
Yeah. So, almost 90% of the small and mid-cap stocks have fallen anywhere 30 to even 60%. So this also has become a victim of that. But even after this correction, the stock is slightly stretched in valuation. So I would say that it's a hold. Maybe if the stock falls, more than 5-10%, then it can become a good buy.
Thank you for that view, Mr. Chokalingam. Now with that, we'll have to slip into a short break. Keep sending in your queries, viewers, on WhatsApp and call in. We'll be right back for Ask Profit. Stay tuned to NDTV Profit.
Very warm welcome to you all for this NDTV Profit Conclave, which is themed on Viksit Bharat.
A life which is both taking care of your material needs and taking care of your altruistic needs. That will be the true definition of Viksit Bharat.
In my view, we are already out of that slowdown.
For every unloam, you have to have vilom. You can't just keep doing up and up in the breading also. You have to come down. So the correction and healthy correction is a very, very integral part of the market.
The private capital expenditure, from where I sit, I see that private capital expenditure is happening.
Any tariff coming on Indian goods will be passed on to American consumers and Indian companies will not be affected.
We feel fairly good about the fact that we can compete with various folks.
Actually, instead of Viksit Bharat, we should call it Re-Viksit Bharat.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
Very warm welcome to you all for this NDTV Profit Conclave, which is themed on Viksit Bharat.
A life which is both taking care of your material needs and taking care of your altruistic needs. That will be the true definition of Viksit Bharat.
In my view, we are already out of that slowdown.
For every unloam, you have to have vilom. You can't just keep doing up and up in the breading also. You have to come down. So the correction and healthy correction is a very, very integral part of the market.
The private capital expenditure, from where I sit, I see that private capital expenditure is happening.
Any tariff coming on Indian goods will be passed on to American consumers and Indian companies will not be affected.
Welcome back to NDTV Profit. This is Malika Mishra and you're watching Ask Profit, a show where you send in your queries and ask your questions live and we take them through our experts. Today we are being joined by Mr. Chokalingam, founder and MD at Economics Research, here to answer all your fundamental queries. And now we have Ravi Singh, SVP Retail Research, Religare Broking, here to join and give us all your technical answers. So go ahead and pick up that phone and call us on the numbers flashing on your screen. Meanwhile, we will talk to Gauri Shankar. She is joining us from Iluru. He is joining us from Iluru, pardon me. He holds 4,000 shares of SBI. Gauri Shankar, why don't you tell us your query first?
Madam, recently I picked up 4,000 shares of SBI at 730 rupees.
Okay.
I can hold it for 3 months. The prospects and outlook. Is it safe now or is it Trump's tantrums? Disturb it.
Okay.
Chopra sir, may I answer this? Chopra sir.
Okay. So, to be honest, Gauri, your audio was a little disturbed, but what I've gathered from your question is that you hold 4,000 shares of SBI at 730 rupees a piece, and you are desiring a short-term view on this one, hardly like 6 to 8 months perhaps. And you're also sitting on a loss of close to 5,000. Mr. Chokalingam, I will first try and understand what you think about SBI, because while I was going through the stock, the graph, the stock graph, I noticed that, in a scenario where a lot of stocks have fallen from their all-time highs and are trading with a negative bias and have seen deep cuts, SBI is one stock that has done relatively well. It has been hurt, but not that badly, especially since the time markets started falling back in September 2024. What's your view on SBI as one of the largest lenders in India? Do you think it is a good stock to have in one's portfolio, especially from a short-term perspective, say 6 to 8 months from now?
Yeah, you are right. The stock like SBI have fallen much lesser as compared to the broader market. Being part of Nifty and Sensex, I am sure the DI buying, which is happening almost every day since October, must be focusing on a lot of these index stocks, including SBI. And therefore, it has become a relatively better stock in destroying equity wealth in the last 6 months. That itself becomes one reason why one should buy SBI, because in case market continues to fall for next 2-3 weeks, this would be relatively better one. Second, more on fundamental side, if you look at 8 to 10 broad sectors which constitute Sensex or Nifty, banking is one of the very few sectors which continues to grow in double digits. That credit growth has slowed down, but still they are growing in double digits. And it is very hard to find many sectors with a double-digit growth in the business volume. And the banking sector is really growing in double digit, will continue to grow. And the SBI post this correction looks very, very attractive in the large cap space. So sector would be favorable to the individual stock, and valuation also has become attractive. And also it has got a lot of potential to unlock value from few more subsidiaries it has. So considering all these facts, I would maintain a buy recommendation on SBI.
Okay, so it's a buy on SBI from your end. And Ravi, I'd like to know your view on this one as well, because our viewer Gauri, he holds these shares at 730 rupees a piece. And if you see, the stock is currently trading around 729. So very, very, very close to the price at which he bought them. And in the next 6 or 8 months, where do you see the stock going? If it falls more, could you give us a stop loss, or at least describe a range in which it is going to trend on the upper end as well?
Yeah, very important level as 720 and crucial level also. There is a very strong support at 700 and 680 levels. But sir, you are buy at 730. Your vision is 6 to 8 months. Why you are panic? This stock is not for the trading, but this stock is for the investment. So better to accumulate, wait some time, and always this stock will give the profit whatever the market condition. So just wait and watch. After 6 months, you are sitting at 820 to 830 levels. So that point of time, you can book the profit, but don't cut this time this position at this level. Just wait and watch. Give 6 months to mature.
Okay, thanks for that view, Ravi. So with that, we have a caller from Bengaluru. Hi, Kumar. Good evening.
Yeah, hi team. Good evening. Thank
Yes.
you for accepting my call.
It's a pleasure, Kumar. Please go ahead with the query.
Yeah, I have accumulated Dr. Reddy shares of 31 shares.
Okay.
Average price of 1,220.
All right.
So the stock is falling little by little, day by day. So what will be the target price I can wait for, or should I start accumulating? I am looking for long term.
Okay, so currently the stock is trading at 1120 and was down over 1% today in the trade. It's currently trading at near its one-year lows. So Mr. Chokalingam, are these the correct levels to accumulate more, and for the new investors, are these the correct levels to enter? Also, if we look at the recent financial results, it indicates a mixed performance. And also if we talk about the broader market trends in the pharmaceutical sector, including pricing pressures and competition. So how do you see it influencing the stock valuation for the long term?
Yeah. Long term, there is no doubt the prospects look very good. It has got a major exposure to American market. That is why the stock has been falling. But at the same time, it has got a substantial exposure to domestic market also. And as we already discussed, the domestic growth also slightly slowed down. But then, pharmaceutical sector is the one which is the most dependable, at least on the domestic front, because ups and downs are there in the growth rate, but then in the medium to long term, they always keep growing along with the population. So there is no drop in the demand for domestic formulations. Now, we have a buy rating, but then our suggestion is that wait for April 1st week before you go, very aggressive on buying the stock. Let us see what ultimately the US government is planning to, do on tariff front for Indian pharmaceutical companies. Then one can take a call. Otherwise, one can focus on FDC Limited. That 82% of the revenues are from the domestic market. So that is isolated from all the issues arising from the tariff war. So we have buy call on both, but FDC I prefer in the short term to Dr. Reddy. And personally also we have invested in FDC.
Okay, thanks for that view, Mr. Chokalingam. And Ravi, what do you have to say on Dr. Reddy's for short term?
See, short term, you may see some correction, but don't panic at this point of time. Better to do the average at 1080 to 1050 level. Wait for some time. Don't hurry to average, but just wait for the 1080 to 1050 levels. Buy more, and you may see the target of 1400 in next 1 year. So stock have a potential. This time is not good for the stocks or for the market. So better to invest in a longer term prospects and do the average.
Okay, so that's the view on Dr. Reddy's. And now we have Manjeet. He's calling us from Himachal Pradesh. Hi Manjeet, namaste.
Namaste, good evening ma'am.
Good evening. Please ask away your question.
I'm having 5,000 shares of Lemon Tree Hotel.
Okay.
At the rate of 126, I want to know long term as well as short term view.
Okay, and since when do you hold these shares, Manjeet?
Recently bought.
Okay, how recent?
3-4 days back.
3-4 days. Okay, and you want both long term and short term, right?
Right.
Okay. So our viewer holds 5,000 shares at 126 rupees a piece. The stock is currently trading around 127, and he wants both a long term as well as a short term view. Mr. Chokalingam, I will first direct this question to you. Lemon Tree Hotel has seen a erratic run on the stock exchanges, especially from July 2024 onwards. What a downward trend, and then it picked up, and now it's gradually also swinging back and going towards the trough. I'd like to know your view on Lemon Tree, especially because it comes from, number one, it comes to the mid-market segment, so it's not too expensive, although it's trying to foray into premiumization. it comes to the mid-market segment, do you think hospitality as a space, Lemon Tree being one of the largest hotel chains in India, is going to benefit from rising disposable income and the kind of uptrend that we're seeing in travel and leisure expenses? Do you think Lemon Tree could benefit out of this trend that we're seeing?
Certainly, it will benefit. Absolutely, you are right. The outlook for hotel industry in the short to medium term look very, very robust. The only concern is that the stock is extremely volatile, as you also mentioned. And secondly, in terms of PE multiple, it trades over 60-65. But however, there is a little comfort in terms of enterprise value per room. It is quite reasonable. So therefore, to put it in a nutshell, yes, one can hold on to Lemon Tree. In case it falls, 5 to 10%, then it can become attractive buy as well.
And Ravi, this is where your suggestion becomes really important, because as I mentioned, and even Mr. Chokalingam mentioned, that this stock is very volatile. If you go past just 1 year, you would not be able to say the right direction or average direction in which the stock is currently trading. In that case, what should an investor do? For how long should they hold to Lemon Tree?
See, once you put the stop loss of 116 or 115, then I don't think so you can look so many times this stock, because this stock have a potential to achieve the target of 155 to 160. So don't panic. Just get relaxed. So put the stop loss of 116. If you want to buy, then certainly you can buy at 120 level is the average level. But target is 155 to 160 again.
Okay, so no need to panic is what Ravi is suggesting on Lemon Tree. Now let's go across to a caller from Gujarat. Hi Ashish, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, how can we help you, Ashish?
Madam, I hold Jio Finance share of 200.
Okay.
My target is purchasing 1,500 to 2,000 shares for long term for 3 years.
Okay.
So what's the potential for it? Can I purchase?
All right, so you want to accumulate more. You already are holding 200 shares. You are aiming to buy another 800 to 1,000 shares is what you're saying in next 2 to 3 years. Am I correct?
But collecting more than 2,000 shares.
Yeah, you want to collect 2,000 shares in total in the coming 2-3 years.
Purchase in 2-3 months. Now, what is the buying price, and what is the potential after 3 years in the state?
Ashish, I'm not able to properly, understand your query. The query that I have is that you've bought 200 shares of Jio Financial at 225, correct?
Yeah.
And you're looking for a long-term view on it.
Yeah, and I want to purchase more shares.
And you also want to accumulate more.
Yeah.
In 3-4 months. All right. Okay. So, and you're looking for a long-term view?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 to 4 years.
Okay. 3 to 4 years. Mr. Chokalingam, for 3 to 4 years, is it advisable for Ashish to stay invested in Jio Financial? And are these the correct levels to accumulate more, since he wants to accumulate approximately 2,000 shares in the next 2 to 3 months? So what do you have to say on that?
Yeah, we also have a buy recommendation on Jio Financial. And unfortunately, the stock has fallen nearly 50% from the peak. Apart from the cheap, the valuation, I firmly believe that the management is ready with getting into action in all related domains of financial service sector. If you go by the latest investor presentation, it is very amply clear. And also it is sitting on nearly around 1 lakh crore worth of Reliance shares. I do believe that in the long term, those investment wealth can be used to shore up its net worth and increase the lending base. So considering all this, I have a very optimistic view in the short to as well as to long term. So I would maintain aggressive buy on Jio Finance.
All right. Thanks for that view, Mr. Chokalingam. And Ravi, do you also hold the same view for short term for Jio Financials? Because, the stock was down over 2% today. It's currently trading at 216. So are these the correct levels to enter for the short term?
See, short-term or long-term investor can add 200 to 180 levels is the best level to invest in this stock, and the stock have a potential to achieve the target of 260 to 265 again, but it will take time. So I can say that better to accumulate at every 5 rupees, and I think he is interested to buy 2000 stocks. So better you start your journey at 210 to 180 levels and accumulate all the stocks, and you may get after 3 years a huge return. So I can say that definitely buy, but follow the levels.
Okay, got it, got it. And now we will take up a WhatsApp query. Ankit has written to us from Ahmedabad. He holds 10 shares of Tata Power at 444 rupees a piece, and he wants to know if this is the right time to add more units of Tata Power to his portfolios, and if yes, then which levels, at which levels can he add more? Now, Rafi, before I pose this question to you to understand which levels at which our viewer can buy more shares, I would want to point out that Tata Power, the stock has been particularly gaining after it forayed into a mega clean energy project in Andhra Pradesh worth 49,000 crore rupees, but has been consolidating pretty much since January 2025, and also the fact that it is primarily a business of, it is primarily engaged in the business of transmission and distribution of electricity. And it's a good stock. It's fundamentally a very good stock to hold on to. At least that's what experts have been telling about Tata Power. What is your view? Will we see the stock price pick up anytime soon?
Tata Power, as you rightly mentioned, it's a great stock. They engaged in renewable power in a bigger way now. However, even after the fall, the valuation is slightly stretched. And also we know that the renewable space is now getting crowded. There are too much of competition, and it's not going to be that easy for maintaining a solid growth momentum. However, no doubt in terms of management quality and strength of the company in getting new orders. So in a nutshell, I would say that hold, but one can consider fresh buy only for stock moves closer to around 300 level. That level only would give me a lot of confidence to buy the stock.
And Ravi, what would your suggestion to Ankit be? What would be the right price to accumulate more units, and what is your price range looking like in the short term?
You are rightly said that about the stock. So thank you very much, ma'am. And I can say that why you are waiting 350 or 320, you can just wait for the 440 levels to 520 levels in next 1.5 years. So a stock is good, a stock have potential to good, fundamental is good, and now technical levels, so why you are waiting? You just add at these levels.
Okay, so that's the view on Tata Power. We have a caller now from Chennai. Hi Shankar, thanks for calling in.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Please go ahead with your query, Shankar.
Already I bought 150 shares of Impal at the rate of 920.
Right.
I am ready to wait 7 to 10 years.
Okay,
What
7
is
to 10 years.
Long-term outlook.
Okay.
Yeah?
7 to 10 years?
Yes. What is the long-term outlook?
Okay, Mr. Chokalingam, that's a very big horizon that he's looking at. Currently, the stock is trading at 930, and India Motor Parts and Accessories actually operates in the auto ancillary sector, focusing on distributing automobile spare parts and accessories. So, do you have any suggestion on this company?
Yeah, but I have been tracking it ever since I became an analyst in 90s. Actually, I believe he is right, having a 7 to 10 year view, because this is a stock which fits into that frame of investment. Personally, I do not hold. It's a great stock. It comes from one of the most reputed promoters' families, and it holds a lot of shares in Sundaram Finance and Royal Sundaram Insurance. And this company is known for rewarding investors with a huge dividend and also frequent bonus shares. The point is that after giving bonus shares also, they don't try to drop the dividend rate substantially. So the investors get a lot of dividend stream as well as a capital appreciation over a longer period. Yes, this steep correction in India Motor, known as Impal, is a good opportunity to buy for medium to long term. Even for short term, valuation is very attractive.
Okay.
Okay, got it. And now we will have another WhatsApp query. Kumaran has written to us from Bangalore. He is a caller, pardon me. Hi Kumaran, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Please go ahead.
Yes, I have actually 1,000 investment in Larsen and Turbo, bought at 3450, and I'm looking for 6 to 12 months kind of a time frame. Any advice?
Ravi, what's your view on L&T? Our viewer holds 1,000 shares at 3,450 rupees a piece. The stock is currently trading around 3,178 and has fallen sharply from December levels where it was trading around 3,923. But being such a strong infrastructure EPC company, it has a reasonable PE of 31 odd points as well, relatively at least. What is your outlook on L&T?
Yeah, you are rightly said that. Just add, if you want to add this stock, because you have a 1,000 share quantity, if you want to add, put your next buy price at 3,000 to 2,800 level is maximum downside you will see. But I can say that don't panic at this stock. This stock have a potential to achieve a 38 to 3,900 levels in next 1 year. So better just wait and watch. And if you want to add, then add confidently and wait for some time.
Okay, thanks for that view. With that, let's quickly go across to a caller from Chennai. Hi, Venkat. Good evening.
Yeah, hi. Good evening.
Yes, please go ahead with your query.
Yeah, I'm holding India Renewable.
Okay.
Quantity 200 at the rate of 170.
Right.
Can I accumulate for next 10 to 12 months?
Okay. You bought it at 170. Currently, it's trading at 143. Are you looking for a long-term view on it?
Yeah, 10 to 12 months.
Okay, 10 to 12 months. A lot of long-term queries on the show today. Mr. Chokalingam, coming straight to you. Quickly, if you could tell us about India Renewables.
Unfortunately, even after such a crash, valuation is still stretched, but one can hold. Also, one can accumulate if it starts declining even from the current level, because the long-term outlook remains quite robust.
Ravi, for the short term, a quick view on it.
I can say that put the stop loss of 135, but take exit at 150 or 55, and you can add your position in NHPC, not in IREDA. IREDA don't have a much future to go upside. So better to take exit, add NHPC at this level.
Okay, got it. And now we have Avdesh. Hi Avdesh, he's joining us from Chennai. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Please ask away your question.
Ma'am, I want to know a stock from the chemical sector that cater to pharma and consumption sector.
Okay.
And I have view for the long term. And ma'am, I want to know this from the Mr. Chokalingam sir, and I am the big fan of him.
Sure, we will get your query answered by Mr. Chokalingam. Mr. Chokalingam, you heard our viewer. He wants to know if this is the right time to invest in specialty chemicals, and if you could also give up a couple of names, because Trump tariffs is around the corner and there could be some impact that we could be penciling in, and especially FMCG, specialty chemicals caters to FMCG and pharma. So two vulnerable sectors for two different reasons, but what's your view?
Thanks for his kind word. Coming to his query, I'm also not pretty confident on the chemical sector in the short term because it is highly linked to the growth in the European economy, which is not doing very well. So I feel it might take more time for the chemical sector to turn around and come back to strong growth path. But still, stock like Vinati Organics, one can consider and one can accumulate for medium to long term.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Mr. Chokalingam, and thank you, Ravi, for joining us and answering all the queries. And we will see you again. And viewers, you stay tuned to NDTV Profit. And remember, one big suggestion that we got today, Himakshi, was to not panic, stay invested. I know the markets is going in the negative direction, but wise investors are always patient. And with that, I'd like you to stick and stay tuned to NDTV Profit for more news and updates.
warm welcome to you all for this NDTV Profit Conclave, which is themed on Viksit Bharat.
A life which is both taking care of your material needs and taking care of your altruistic needs. That will be the true definition of Viksit Bharat.
In my view, we are already out of that slowdown.
For every unloam, you have to have vilom. You can't just keep doing up and up in the trading also. You have to come down. So the correction and healthy correction is a very, very integral part of the market.
The private capital expenditure, from where I sit, I see that private capital expenditure is happening.
Any tariff coming on Indian goods will be passed on to American consumers and Indian companies will not be affected.
We feel fairly good about the fact that we can compete with various folks.
Actually, instead of Viksit Bharat, we should call it Reviksit Bharat.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
Very warm welcome to you all for this NDTV Profit Conclave, which is themed on Viksit Bharat.
A life which is both taking care of your material needs and taking care of your altruistic needs. That will be the true definition of Viksit Bharat.
In my view, we are already out of that slowdown.
For every unloam, you have to have vilom. You can't just keep doing up and up in the trading also. You have to come down. So the correction and healthy correction is a very, very integral part of the market.
The private capital expenditure, from where I sit, I see that private capital expenditure is happening.
Any tariff coming on Indian goods will be passed on to American consumers and Indian companies will not be affected.
We feel fairly good about the fact that we can compete with various folks.
Actually, instead of Viksit Bharat, we should call it Reviksit Bharat.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
Very warm welcome to you all for this NDTV Profit Conclave, which is themed on Viksit Bharat.
A life which is both taking care of your material needs and taking care of your altruistic needs. That will be the true definition of Viksit Bharat.
In my view, we are already out of that slowdown.
For every unloam, you have to have vilom. You can't just keep doing up and up in the trading also. You have to come down. So the correction.
Maharashtra Budget 2025 introduces a revised motor vehicle tax structure. Vehicles below 30 lakhs will now be taxed at 1%, while those costing above 30 lakhs, including EVs, will be taxed at 6%. All of this as Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar tables the Mahayuti government's budget for the 2025-26 fiscal. He unveils plans for Mumbai's third airport, a bullet train station near Vadhavan Port, and a metro linking Mumbai CST with the Navi Mumbai International Airport. The Nifty Sensex end the session lower and broader markets underperform the benchmarks. All sectoral indices, barring FMCG, end with cuts. Realty index cracks the most, followed by PSU banks and auto. Gensol Engineering in the hot seat again, with its stock plummeting nearly 40% in just 5 days and over 56% in a month. The sharp decline comes as the company grapples with a growing debt crisis, which has put immense pressure on its promoters.